In front of me loomed the three-story Victorian home that sat alone at the very end of this lonely street. The black wrought iron fence which encircled it and the dark which covered its exterior gave the house a creepy vibe, which was fitting, considering who lived there. I climbed the front steps and let myself inside. I kicked off my shoes and let my backpack slide off my shoulders and fall to the dark. Hardwood floor. "Hey, Dad, I'm home," I called, my voice echoing the empty hallway. I heard footsteps coming down the hall, and a moment later my dad appeared. His glasses were perched precariously on the end of his nose, and his thinning brown hair was ruffled. He narrowed his eyes when he saw me and crossed his arms over his chest. He did not look happy. "It's about time," he said. "Where have you been? You should have been here half an hour ago." I stared at him for a second, confused. Yeah, school had let out almost an hour ago, and yeah, I was usually home earlier. But it wasn't unheard of for me and Scooter to idle like we had today, sometimes stopping the comic book store or just taking our time going home. I'd often come home late, and my dad had never had an issue with it before. I was just hanging out with Scoot. I explained, "I guess we lost track of time." "Well, you need to keep track of time," Dad snapped, "or at least let me know when you'll be late." "Okay," I said, taken aback by his serious tone. "Yeah, I'll let you know next time. I'm sorry." Dad uncrossed his arms and ran a hand over his head, which only served to muss his hair even more. "Okay," he said more calmly now. "Make sure you do that. And don't forget you have Mrs. Murdoch tonight." "I didn't forget," I replied. He just nodded distractedly and walked away. That was weird. My dad rarely gets angry. It usually takes me doing something immensely stupid to invoke any kind of wrath from him. I had a creeping feeling that something bad must have happened. Something he wasn't about to tell me. My dad and I had never kept secrets from each other, but now I was wondering how true that was. Unfortunately, I wouldn't have too much time to ponder it. It was time to head over to Mrs. Murdoch's house. Mrs. Murdoch lives 2 houses down from us, on the other side of Post Street, though it still takes me a few minutes to walk there since all the houses on this side of town are spaced so far apart. The breeze was picking up even more as I reached her door, making the many wind chimes on her porch sway and jingle. I knocked loudly on the door and heard the muffled call come in from inside. I let myself in. It was completely dark inside the house. I felt my way along the wall until I found the light switch and flipped it on. "Hi, Mrs. Murdoch," I called out into the dark hallway. In the kitchen, "Sammy,